Today's video we're going to be doing this dark gothic grunge molten chrome acrylic nail set. If you want to see how to create this look, then keep on watching. And don't forget to subscribe.
I'm always doing the most, finish my cup and reload. Let it swing right back, let it swing right back.
Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing this kind of gothic grunge molten chrome metal nails, acrylic nails, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I fancy doing something like dark and mysterious with those rainbow galactic vibes, but also incorporating some of the new trends that are going around with the kind of 3D molten chrome looks. Not gonna lie, there's a few changes I would make, and I'm definitely going to be doing that and making those. But yeah, I enjoyed making this set nonetheless, and of course you can adapt it to whatever you want if you decided to recreate it as well. So I'm just starting off, we're going to prep my practice hand. I've got my flexi tips applied into the hand, and I'm going to use my sanding band to buff the nails. First off, I'm going to come in and just trim off that excess length. And I'm just going to use the tip cutters to do that. Initially I was just going to leave the length there, but I was like, hell no, we're going to cut that off. We don't need that there. It isn't necessary. If you had a client with natural nails that were longer than the free edge, like the tip of the finger, or if your nails are, you can definitely go ahead and trim those down. It isn't necessary to have any length whatsoever to the natural nails when you are applying acrylics or extending the nails with gels, unless obviously you want to keep the natural nails and grow them out with an overlay. That's a complete different thing. But yeah, we are trimming them back. So trimmed back, and we have the e-file on. I've got my 180 grit sanding band, and we're just going to go ahead and get those buffed. Now we've finished removing the shine from the natural nails, what we're going to go ahead and do is come in with our cuticle bit. So I'm using the fine carbide cuticle bit. You don't want to be using any pressure with this. You are just simply tickling it around that cuticle, and it's just going to allow you to get that a little bit closer than we were with the sanding band. Now if you're not comfortable with this carbide cuticle bit, we also have a cuticle clean bit available, which doesn't have any of these little kind of teeth, and it's a little bit more gentle and probably a bit more beginner friendly as well. So I'll link that in the description box, as well as this carbide bit as well, because honestly, freaking love using them for prep. I love the cuticle clean and this carbide bit, so it's whatever you prefer, like to use as a personal preference, I guess. So I'm coming in with my unicorn dust brush. She's so pretty. We're just going to dust off that excess dust, get rid of that, and we can move on to cleansing the nails with our safe scrub and then applying the tips. So I'm just going to use the safe scrub nail prep. This is a 2-in-1 cleanser, dehydrator, and also you can use it to cleanse your surfaces and your tools as well. Has antibacterial properties, and it's just beautiful. It smells delicious. You guys are gonna love it. But yeah, we're just spraying that onto a nail wipe and wiping those nails down. So the nail tips that I'm going to be using for today's set are the Apex nail tips in the stiletto shape, and they are super long and super fabulous. But I haven't used them for a long time, so I decided I'm going to change it up than using the usual tips that I normally use, and we're going to use these ones. So this is the shape that they are. I'm just going to go ahead, size them up, and get them applied to the practice hand. To apply them to the practice hand, I'm just going to use the instant nail glue. And when sizing tips, of course, you just want to make sure they fit from side wall to side wall, and that you are applying enough glue, but not too much, so that you don't get any air bubbles. You apply enough pressure to make sure that the bond is strong and lasts a long time. So these tips have a well area, which is where we are going to apply our instant nail glue. We're going to flip that tip around and then we are going to apply to the nail. Now that we've got our nail tips applied, I'm coming back in with my 180 grit sanding band, and we're just going to go ahead and blend that line where they join the natural nail. You can also go ahead and roughen up all of the tips, so if you are applying a builder gel or a rubber base or a hard gel over the top of the nail tips, you do need to buff off that shine. If you're coming in with acrylic, it's not necessary. But I do like to blend the tip where it joins the natural nail just to give us a nice seamless transition, and so that it isn't going to affect any of that design or add any kind of bulkiness where it's not necessary. The thing I love about these apex tips as well is that they are kind of wide, so you can choose to either keep them wide, or you can come in obviously with your file and really thin out those side walls. For this set I did decide to keep them on the wider side because I don't know, I love slender and thin nails. I'm not going to lie, it's my favourite. But I do know a lot of people, clients, customers, or just generally people on the internet also love like a wider or thicker looking nail. So it kind of gives you the option of that as well, without having to actually use a load of product to create that thickness or that bulk look, if you know what I'm saying. So they're not going to be too heavy on the hands. But yeah, you've got the option to slender them down with your hand file, even trim them with scissors, or to keep them as they are. So now we've applied our tips, we've blended them in, dusted off the excess dust. We're going to come in with our primer. I'm going to be using the Ultra Prime, which is our no acid primer, and we're just applying that to the natural nail, or what would be the natural nail. So the Ultra Prime stays tacky or sticky and leaves kind of a residue on the nail. It isn't going to dry up. And then you can go directly on with your clear base or your product, whatever you are using. You can also use our primers both for gel and acrylic. Okay guys, these are the colours that I'm going to be using for today's set. Like I said, I wanted to make moody, something kind of galactic and dark, but yet still having those glittery shimmers. So we've got Utopia, which is this kind of shard rainbow iridescent flake. Oh, it's just beautiful. It looks gorgeous over black, and yeah, I freaking love it. We've got Blackout, which is just black. It's just a solid matte black acrylic with no shimmers at all. Look at it, it's like looking into a soul of darkness. Anyway, and we have Odyssey, which is beautiful. Absolutely love it. It's a gorgeous black acrylic with these rainbow reflex, and it's literally like the Milky Way or a galactic scene from something. I don't know, it's just cute. So alongside those, I'm going to be using the Pure Pink cover powder and of course crystal clear acrylic to encapsulate everything and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for this set. I'm excited for my baby to arrive. And I've just chucked that in there, but honestly, cannot freaking wait. So glad to be nearing the end of this pregnancy and so excited to have our little munchkin. Can't wait to show you guys. I know lots of you are excited to see as well. Still excited to see whether we're having a boy or a girl as well. It's going to be a nice surprise. So I'm using the size 14 magic stick as I just showed you guys there. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and come in with the design. So I didn't pre-design this. I had an idea. Like I said, I had my colour theme and my idea of what I wanted to do, how I kind of envisioned the set to look. Sometimes I'll kind of make notes and, you know, scribble a little bit of something down to keep my mind focused, because like I get carried away with everything and always go overboard. But yeah, I just kind of went with it and thought I'll just do whatever, hopefully it looked freaking bomb. And that's what I decided to do. So on the pinky, I'm coming in with pure pink, and we're going to do a smile line. So this is a reverse smile line where you do the kind of nail bed area first and then you come in with the free edge afterwards. So now I'm going to let that pinky finger set, and whilst that is setting, I'm coming in with blackout at the cuticle area, and I'm going to be applying that, making sure it's as I want it, and then pulling that product down the nail. I'm going to be covering pretty much half of the nail, and then I'll come in with Odyssey at the free edge and some of those glitters, acrylics. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and apply the black. Now I'm applying it super smooth. This is the most pigmented black acrylic ever. So you literally just need a little bit and it will go so far. It's such a long way. Just pop it on the nail and really work it nice and thin. You can have it as wet as you like. It doesn't matter because it's really not going to affect it as such because it's that pigmented. It just holds its colour. So yeah, and then I'm adding Odyssey and we're blending that down the nail and up the nail. And I'm struggling to kind of catch the reflex in this video as well of like most of these glitters. It looked absolutely banging in person and it annoyed me so much. Yeah, all the reflex and the sparkles and everything were like OTT, but in the video I think the lights can sometimes be just too blinding. It kind of washes the sparkles out, which is not cool, but whatever. Okay, so now I have my acrylic base applied for those two nails. I'm going to come in with the Unicorn Film collection. So these look like foils, but they're not foils. They are kind of iridescent films that you can cut to any desired shape or length or style, whatever you want to use them as. You just do that. So I'm going to cut some of these up and we're going to apply them on the nail to create like layered galactic effect. I really wanted to have this as like a multi-dimensional nail that you're really looking into, and you kind of have all these textures and colours and just a lot of depth to it. So that's what we're going for. And it took me a little minute as well to kind of figure out which one I wanted to apply over the top of these. You could definitely do a mix of kind of a few iridescent ones, but I decided just to stick with this one. Once I'd applied it, I kind of wish I'd have done a mix because this one just kind of gave off a green. It was a greeny blue. It depended on how the light hit it, but I would have liked some of that pink kind of coming through. I think it just depends on what kind of colour you put it over as to what reflex you get. So yeah, I think I would definitely mix it up with the other one next time and have like a mixture. But yeah, you will only need a tiny bit, and you'll see that I don't even use like the bit that I cut off. I don't even use all of that, so I just always pop that back into the box to use later on because I do not like to waste anything because it can always be used. I mean, I might not come back to it for years or months, but I will have it there ready. So yeah, I'm just going to use my Stoic scissors and we're just going to go ahead and literally randomly cut small pieces, chunky pieces, angled pieces. You just want to cut as many as you think you're going to need. You can always obviously trim some more. Cut thin ones, long ones, short ones, fat ones, whatever shape you want. Even if you had like you know, the crafty hole punch things, like little shapes, you could definitely trim shapes. Like little love hearts and flowers, that would look bomb, encapsulated in the nails. But yeah, just trimming lots of little pieces, and I felt like I did loads. I felt like I did loads, right? But when I came to actually applying them, I was running out, and I'm like, I'm sure I did more than enough for the 2 nails, but they must have like flown away or something. Honestly, it was like freaking magic. I was like, what has happened here? Anyway, it turns out a lot of them were on the paper towel, but they'd kind of fallen in a funny way as to where I couldn't see them. It was so weird. But yeah, a bit of a mind trip there for me on that beautiful day. So yeah, we've got our pieces there. We've got our base acrylic applied. That has dried, so we're going to have to apply something to stick these on with. Why do emails always come through when I'm doing a voiceover? God damn, there's no need for it. Let me turn it on silent, just because we can't be having that again. Yeah. So I'm using a wash of clear acrylic, literally just thin, like painted on, because it's only to kind of stick them on. We're not trying to build anything up. So you just put it on, wash it. As you can see, I'm stroking it nice and thin. We don't want to add any thickness. And then just pick up the pieces that you want and then apply those to the nail however you want. However you want to apply them. It's your choice. Do it as you please. I just like to do it like this. It looks like a broken glass effect, but we've got him on these dark, moody, galactic nails. It looked freaking bomb. Absolutely bomb. Okay, so now I've finished applying my films on those 2 nails. My, obviously, cover powder or nail bed area has had time to fully set. And I'm just coming in with my hand file and I'm just going to go ahead and refine that smile line. And this is just going to give us that really crisp finish. So when we apply either our white acrylic powder or whatever colour you're applying, when we file, it's going to have a nice sharp line. So I'm coming in with blackout acrylic, Odyssey and Utopia, and I think I also added a few of those strips as well. I'm basically keeping the theme kind of consistent throughout the set, so that it all matches and coincides and looks fabulous. Moving on to the middle finger, I'm basically going to replicate what I've done on the free edge. However, instead of it being a smile line, I'm going to go ahead and do an ombre. So we're going to have pure pink at the cuticle area. I'm patting that product out, making sure that cuticle is blended and sealed. Obviously, you're going to come in with your hand file and seal that later on anyway, but the more you can do whilst you're applying that product, the better. And then coming in with Odyssey at the free edge, blending that up the nail, and then we're going to add some of that Utopia glitter acrylic powder in the centre. And then I decided I was going to add some flakes. I needed to see some more purples and blues, and that is what I decided to go with. So the flakes that I'm using are the Nebula flakes. They are so freaking stunning and they look gorgeous over different colours. Like, no matter what colour you use them over, they're going to have like a different reflect or a different kind of tone to them. I love them. And the thermo flakes as well. These are kind of more bluey purpley based. The thermo flakes are like a rainbow, like full spectrum flake. They are freaking stunning. But yeah, I'm just using a bit of clear acrylic, picking up some of that, and then can you see I'm just washing it on the nail. I didn't want to kind of saturate it too much. I just wanted to have like a little bit of glimmer just randomly on each nail. So that's what I did. We'll just pop a little bit on each nail and then we can move on to the next step. So the next step is to, of course, encapsulate the whole design in crystal clear acrylic. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm speeding through the pinky nail and then I'll show you guys the next nail and then I'm going to skip the rest because I don't want to spend all that time showing you guys how to encapsulate. You guys have seen it so many times. So yeah, I'm just speeding through this nail super quick and then we can get moving on to the next step. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I know it looks a bit crazy. I feel like it's a bit all over the place because it didn't turn out as I expected. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this design and can take some inspiration from it. I think it looks freaking bomb. Oh, look at it as well with the matte finish. Doesn't that just look gorgeous? I know I've fouled and buffed, but yeah. Oh, looking good. Looking good. So I'm just going to show you guys how I reveal the smile line with a electric file. Of course you can use a hand file, but yeah, we're just going to literally go ahead and file these nails. And I love this part, like revealing a colour block design, whether it be a smile line or a geometric design, whatever it is, it's just the most satisfying part ever, and you cannot beat the crispness of it. Like, it is the crispiest, most beautiful thing ever. Acrylic colour block design, honestly it's my absolute favourite. But yeah, stunning. So I'll go ahead and finish the rest of that filing and shaping off of camera, and then we are ready to add our molten chrome designs and all of that good stuff. Just making sure my nail tips are in correctly, which they are, looking fabulous. Honestly pondering what to do. I think I'm just thinking like, what am I doing next? I had an idea in my head and I did the idea I had in my head and then I wished I'd have done something else, but I'm still gonna, like I said, I'm still gonna try that other idea that I had, or the one that I thought that I should have done. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna put my hand back on the flexi arm stand that we have. We do have these, I know I'm not showing you guys what it looks like, but it's like a clamp for the desk and it's like this flexible arm that is just the easiest to use for filming. Like, it's so good, but I'll link that, then if you are interested you can check it out. Probably drop it on screen as well so you can actually see. I forgot I can do that. But yeah. So next it's time to come in with the molten metal kind of chrome blobs design. You guys have probably seen them all over the internet. I know I have. All over Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Proper trending. I thought, why the heck not? Let's try it. So we're going to come in and I'm going to use these pigments. I'm using Mystic Dust, I think it is, and Northern Lights. They're absolutely stunning. And I'm going to use the Gem Glue Gel, which is a thick, no wipe gel. It's super thick and it's just going to give us that perfect consistency for those blob style kind of things that we're going for. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying. I'm using the oval brush from the 5-piece brush set. It looks like this. You could use a dotting tool or a liner brush. It just depends how you want your blobs or like this part of the nail art to look. You could do anything, literally anything. Paint it on in a specific design, but I'm literally just going to be doing like random blobs. That's all I can call them, just blobs. I don't even know if there's a technical name or term that I should be using, but we're going to call them blobs. And I'm just going to randomly apply them to the nail. and you want to keep them raised up so that they have some kind of height and that they are not flat on the nail. We want that texture, we want the bumps, we want all the lumpy, bumpiness to be visible. Also, you do want to make sure when you're doing this bit that your nail behind is either a matte top coat finish or you've buffed it matte, because otherwise the chrome pigment is going to stick to that as well as the blobs. And you don't want that. We just want to stick it to the blobs, not to the background. So yeah, just going ahead, swirling that product on. Literally super random, super easy and effortless. Now this is where I kind of was, once I'd finished or applied my chromes, I was a bit like, I should have done the gold chrome. I should have done gold chrome on the top to make it pop. And I think that would look so cool. I'm not gonna lie, this looked absolutely banging. It looked amazing. And in person you got the real like super chrome effect more so than on camera. But yeah, I think it would look amazing with the gold. I think it would just pop a lot more and you'd see it more. But yeah, it just depends kind of, I suppose, the overall look that you're going for. It also would look good if you did like a hot pink chrome with it. Like, it'd look banging. So I guess whatever. Like, the possibilities are literally endless, aren't they? So I did go ahead and cure the gel in the lamp for a full 60 seconds just to make sure that it was completely cured. And now I'm coming in with my silicone tool. And this is just, I find, the best way to apply chrome to like detailed work or bits like this. So if you've like hand painted a design with some gel paint and then you want to apply the chrome to it, I just find it's kind of the most specific way of applying the chrome. Hopefully that makes sense, but yeah. And you only need a little bit. I was just showing you guys there. It's the tiniest amount you need on the end. And you're just going to smoosh it, rub it in, make sure it's all good to go. Once you're happy with it, you can come in and dust off the excess, which will just remove the bits from the background. I was comparing that to like the look of the unicorn because I was like, damn, like it's as if I took inspiration from those colours. But I didn't, but it matched perfectly. But yeah, that is how it's looking. And then it's time to come in and add some crystals. So I'm going to use the red flame and the blue flame crystals, and we're going to add some gorgeous nail art. And this is what they look like. So these are the blue flame. As you can see, they've got like this blue purple, but then they've got this raring, like roaring orangey gold kind of tint to them. And these are the red flame. They are stunning, and again, just a beautiful crystal. Of course, I'm going to be pouring out my crystals into my crystal sorting trays, and then you just give it a little shake to the side, and as you can see, it just flips over all of those little crystals. Super fun little gadget. Don't know how I've lived without it. All these years I've been picking up crystals and trying to flip them over. I mean, oh, I'm so glad we have these now. I'll be sure to link them below, because if there's anything you need in your life, it's definitely this if you love to apply the bling. So yeah, these are the two colours we are applying. They pick up on those colours that we have in the nails beautifully, especially when they hit different lights, so I thought they would go like perfectly with the set. And I'm just using the gem glue, and we are applying that at the cuticle area, nice and thin. And then I'm going to bring it slightly down the nail just for this particular crystal arrangement, because that is how I'm applying them. Super simple, but super effective and fabulous. So now that I finished applying the crystals, I cured those in the light for 60 seconds, making sure that they were nice and secure. And then we're going to come in excuse me, with our super gloss top coat. So this is a gel top coat with a no wipe finish, so once you've applied and cured, there's no need to wipe off any tacky layer. And this product is also great for doing full cover chrome nails, so you'd apply this, cure it, and then apply your chrome to the top, and then obviously top coat. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and top coat all around nails. You see what I mean when I say, like, if I'd have done the gold chrome, it would have popped a little bit more. This was the moment I realised it, because I was like, well, it was when I was applying, but then when I top coated, I was definitely sure. But I'm going to try it again, like I said, with the gold or maybe pink. Even a purple chrome would look bomb. But yeah, these looked so like gothic, like intergalactic grunge. They were giving me like space girl alien vibes. Freaking love them. So yeah, gonna go ahead and cure those in the light for the full 60 seconds, and then we can come in and add our nourishing cuticle oil. You always want to finish any service. First off, you can ask obviously your clients to wash their hands. This is probably the best thing to do. I always used to do that. It just means you're going to get rid of any dust or product that may be still on their hands that have got on them during the service, because obviously just dusting off product is fine, but it's still going to be traces of that on there. So yeah, you can just ask your clients to wash their hands with some nice soapy water, and then come in and apply your favourite Glitter Planet cuticle oil for nourishment. And then this is the final look, guys. Like, it looks freaking sick. It looks like, oh, it looks so good. Honestly, it looks so good. But I hope you guys know what I'm saying. Like, just my artistic brain is like, the gold would have popped for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm going to try it, like I said. I'll share it with you guys if I do. But these looked freaking awesome. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I hope you loved this video. I know it was it felt like it was super long. I don't know if it is. Hopefully it's not too long for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy watching. If you have enjoyed watching it, then please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below whether you think this set is bomb. Has it inspired you? Do you think it looks fancy? Is it so fancy? I mean, it does look freaking cool. I just love the iridescent like deepness of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like dark and moody, but we still have that, I don't know what to call it, but it's beautiful. We still have it. It's bomb. Yeah, so I will list and link all the products down below. They are available from my website, which is glitterplanetuk.com, and we do ship worldwide as well, guys. So if you are international, definitely check us out. But yeah, this is the final look, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. I'm going to leave you with a few more little clips of these nails, just like because they're awesome. But yeah, see you in the next one, guys. Bye. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember that you are bomb.com, lit as fuck, and don't ever let anybody tell you any different, because you've got this and I love you. Mwah. Bye. See you later, alligator.